10 Ways to teach your child good manners. Teaching manners to a young child may appear to be a daunting task, but it does not have to be. You can encourage your child to be polite by teaching them a few key phrases and greetings, teaching them the value of empathy and compassion, and modeling good behavior so that they have someone to look up to. This article discusses these methods and others so that you can teach your child the value of good manners and etiquette. 1. Teach your child to say hello and goodbye. These phrases are the first steps in politely interacting with others. Make it a habit to greet yourself each morning with hello or good morning. Try to remind your child to greet relatives and friends as they get the hang of it. If they do not greet you, gently remind them. For example, "That's our neighbor Diana. Would you like to introduce yourself?" Even if they haven't learned to speak, they can learn to say hello. Try teaching your child how to wave hello and goodbye. 2. Saying please when asking for something. It wouldn't be a manners article without the phrase please. It's the perfect way to ask a question or request a favor in a gentle, polite manner. When your child asks for something, whether it's a cookie or assistance with their homework, instruct them to include the word please somewhere in their request. Remind them to say it before they finish the task to keep them from forgetting. For example, if your child asks for assistance retrieving a board game from the top shelf of the closet without first saying please, respond with something like, "I can," but only if you say please. 3. Know the importance of thank you. Gratitude is an important aspect of good manners. Teach your child when to say thank you, such as after someone has helped them, answered a question, or given them a gift. If you notice your child has forgotten to say thank you, gently remind them. For example, if a friend gives your child a drawing that they drew and your child takes it without saying thank you, say something like, "Elizabeth drew that just for you. What do we say when we receive a gift?" Experiment with saying thank you by wrapping objects around the house as if they were gifts. Exchange these gifts with your child, taking turns on wrapping and saying thank you. 4. Encourage them to sit still and avoid mess when eating. You can teach your child to be polite at the dinner table in a variety of ways. To begin, try not to be judgmental when your child makes a big mess. If they're throwing food, it's possible they're just trying to get your attention. Rather than laughing or becoming enraged, simply request that they stop. Inform them that mealtime is over if they continue to be a shambles. Setting firm but gentle boundaries can assist your child in comprehending the consequences of their actions. Allowing your child only a few bites at a time will help them practice. A mashed potato dollop isn't nearly as entertaining to play with as a mashed potato mountain. Sit with them at the table and provide them with additional food as needed. 5. Help them learn how to make eye contact in conversation. Looking someone in the eyes is essential for having a meaningful conversation. It can be difficult for anyone, child or adult, so please be patient if this step takes a little longer. To practice, have your child examine members of your family's eyes to determine their eye color. This can help them feel more at ease in conversation by making it feel more like a game. If you notice your child looking down while talking to someone, gently suggest that they look up when someone speaks to them. But don't embarrass them because they might just be feeling extra shy. "Grandma's here, don't you want to look up and see what she has to say?" For example. 6. Instruct them not to interrupt people in conversation. Assist your child in understanding that you take turns speaking to others. If your child interrupts you in the middle of a conversation, ask them to wait until you finish speaking. Maintain consistency whenever they interrupt you, and give them praise when they do. 7. Educate them about being kind. Teach your youngster the value of compassion, empathy, and community service. Encourage them to view problems from the perspective of another person to better comprehend empathy. Ask both children to clarify their points of view if they are arguing with a sibling, for instance. Encourage them to pay attention to what their siblings are saying by having them repeat what they are saying. Make a compromise so that your child learns to react positively even when he or she doesn't get all they want. Talking to your children about situations in the world that could cause others to suffer, such as racism, poverty, and homophobia, can also help them develop compassion. 8. Set clear expectations. Instead of just telling your child not to do something, tell them what they should do instead. If you say no without giving your child a choice, he or she may grow confused about what to do next. Give your child instructions so that they will know what kind of behavior is appropriate in their place. If your child, for example, eats sloppily at the dinner table on a regular basis, don't simply tell them to stop. A suitable follow-up is "Let's keep all of our food on our plate," or "How about we enjoy our dinner instead of throwing it away?" 9. Remain consistent. Always keep the expectations you've set for your child in mind. If you teach your child not to interrupt others but then say nothing when they do, you're sending confusing messages to your youngster. Hold your child accountable by reminding them to practice their manners frequently as soon as you introduce a new etiquette lesson. 10. Model good manners for your child. The best way for children to learn is to lead by example. In front of your child, always be kind, polite, and courteous so that they have a positive role model to look up to. Yes, we all have bad days, but do everything you can to minimize or hide any anger or irritation from your child. Consider eating supper together every night as a family and demonstrating positive, respectful conduct. This is an excellent area to practice polite conversation and, in particular, dinner table etiquette.